Welcome back to The Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you with us today because we're doing something a little bit different and, frankly, incredibly fun. We're going to look at a simple children's story, the story of a little boy named Milo on Sunnyhill Farm. But we aren't just going to read it, we're going to really analyze it. We're going to use these beautiful illustrations to decode the architecture of affection and uncover some genuinely profound truths about emotional intelligence. Okay, let's dive right into this.
So, what can a little boy and a baby chick possibly teach us about connection? It's a totally fair question, right? But I want to challenge you right now to reframe your expectations of this brief, beautiful source material. What looks like a simple farm tale is actually a perfectly structured masterclass in how we build emotional safety, starting right from the inside out.
Section 1. Waking up to positivity and establishing an internal state baseline.
Right off the bat, notice the immediate establishment of a positive emotional baseline. The text tells us Milo opened his eyes and smiled. It doesn't say he woke up grumpy or that he waited around for something good to happen before smiling. The very act of waking up is met with sheer positivity. Establishing this kind of secure, joyful tone the literal moment we wake up, that sets the emotional trajectory for the entire rest of the day.
And then that internal positivity immediately turns into an external action plan. "I will give everyone a hug," said Milo. The absolute key takeaway here is that Milo has an explicit, joyful goal. He isn't just passively wandering through his day waiting to see what happens. This single, pure intention to spread physical affection, well, that's the engine driving this entire narrative forward.
And just look at how brilliantly the artwork illustrates that intention. Milo steps outside, accompanied by this cute little yellow chick. His arms are thrown wide open, and his body language is just completely sunny and totally unrestricted. This moment right here represents the absolute starting point of his expanding circles of connection. He is so ready to take his internal joy and share it with the world.
Part 2. The family foundation, which acts as our bedrock of safety.
Naturally, Milo's outward journey starts with his primary caregiver. First, he hugged Mama. Take a second to really notice the cozy domestic setting here in the kitchen. The warmth of the environment, the soft lighting, that safe domestic space, it perfectly mirrors the affection he's receiving. He's in the ultimate safe container to practice his big goal of giving hugs.
If we analytically break down this progression of family hugs, we see something actually kind of brilliant. Each caregiver provides a uniquely sensory and emotionally grounding experience. Step 1, Mama smells like bread and flowers, a very grounding olfactory connection. Step 2, Papa gives the biggest squeeze out in the garden, providing deep proprioceptive input and physical reassurance. And step 3, Grandma provides hugs that are soft and warm. Milo is essentially gathering this diverse portfolio of what love and safety literally feel like physically.
Look closely at the visual anchoring details here too. Grandma isn't just sitting anywhere. She's knitting peacefully right next to a sturdy old oak tree. The artist is visually representing intergenerational stability. Grandma, much like that oak tree, is deeply rooted. She offers this quiet, enduring presence that Milo can completely rely on.
Section 3. Connecting with nature and applying that affection outward.
Notice the direct mirroring happening here. We see Milo running to Papa in the garden, getting that great big squeeze, and then immediately transferring that exact same physical love straight to the fluffy sheep. It's like he's taking the template of safety he just learned at home and applying it directly to the wider world around him.
And right here is where we see some seriously advanced emotional intelligence in action. The text says, he hugged the biggest cow gently. Notice he doesn't just run up and give this massive animal a giant, startling squeeze. See how he scales his approach? He touches the cow's face with incredible care. He recognizes that interacting with the largest animals on Sunnyhill Farm requires a totally different, much softer kind of connection. That is high-level emotional intelligence right there.
Part 4. A very best friend and developing empathy. Then, Milo finds little Pip, that tiny yellow chick we saw earlier. Pip was Milo's very best friend. Now, this specific bond is absolutely vital. It represents Milo's developing empathy. Up until now, think about it, Milo has been interacting with things much larger than him. His parents, his grandma, the cows, the sheep, but Pip is tiny. With Pip, Milo gets to be the protector. He gets to demonstrate his ability to nurture and gently hold something even smaller and more fragile than himself.
Which brings us to this incredibly gorgeous, wide, scenic shot. The text reads, "The farm was full of love today." And honestly, this isn't just a pretty picture.
It's a beautiful synthesis of everything we've discussed so far. Milo is walking down the path, Pip on his shoulder, cows and sheep in the background, the family home sitting right behind him. It shows a landscape that is quite literally built on and sustained by love and care.
Section 5. The Power of Togetherness, or as I like to call it, the ultimate gathering.
That evening, everyone sat together. This dinner table scene is it. This is the ultimate gathering. It's the absolute destination that Milo's entire day has been building toward. His whole expanding world is now completely consolidated around this one single table.
So why does this specific illustration evoke such profound feelings of security and joy? Well, first off, the artist uses that gorgeous golden hour lighting. Those candles and the sunset create an immense visual warmth. Second, it's a gathering of multiple generations, reinforcing that deep-rooted stability we talked about earlier. And third, and I absolutely love this detail, little Pip the chick is included right there on the table. The chosen friend is formally welcomed into the family sanctuary.
And here it is, the triumphant moment. Milo stands tall on his chair, totally surrounded by his supportive community, and boldly declares his grand thesis. Hugs make everything better. He's confident, he's secure, and his voice is heard and celebrated by absolutely everyone he loves.
Section 6. Hugs make everything better, bringing us to a gentle resolution.
Just look at this final, peaceful image of Milo, fast asleep, with little Pip resting safely in a basket right beside him. The text simply says, "And he was right." This beautifully illustrates a core psychological truth. A day that is completely overflowing with intentional connection, physical affection, and emotional safety naturally culminates in a fully regulated nervous system. He sleeps soundly because he is entirely secure in his world.
And he was right. I want to leave you with a thought as we wrap up this explainer today. We just watched a child build an absolute fortress of emotional well-being simply by deciding to connect with the people and the world around him. So the question is, how might our own adult lives transform if, tomorrow morning, we woke up with Milo's pure, unfiltered intention to simply connect? Think about that for a bit. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.